Chosen Vessels, what's the deal? It's your main man, Druuill, and I'm back at you again with another video. I need each and every vessel to hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe. Shout out to the Galactic family, the GCVs, and of course, Drew Nation. Let's get right into it. If you care what they think, you're wasting your time because God doesn't see you like that anyway. People are going to have their own idea about you, and sometimes they, like most people who have their own idea about you, they keep it to themselves. There are people who feel a certain type of way about you, but they just go about their day in a positive way, and they don't let you bother them necessarily. There's really nothing that they are concerned about when it comes to you. But then there are people who have their idea about you. They have their own version of you all worked out in their mind, and they want you to know about it. There are a lot of people who want you to be concerned with how they feel about you. How somebody else feels about you shouldn't be your concern. It should be the least to next to last thing on your mind. How they think about how you dress, how they think about what you do for a living, how they think about how you live your life. If you're not hurting anyone or hurting yourself, it's none of their business. But if you care about what they think, you're wasting your time. You have a whole life to be living, and you could be doing anything with that life that you so choose. But if you're paying attention to what others think about you, you're wasting your precious time. You only get a certain amount of time here on this earth while you're alive. To use it the best way possible is the best thing you can do. To use that time to focus on some positive things, to use that time to think about your next move, what you're going to do with your life, how you're going to live your life, to think about some things that are of good report: joy, peace, love, happiness, being a good person to yourself and those around you. That is something that you should be focused on. How you're going to become successful, prove people wrong, make them eat their words. That's something to focus on. And you're not doing that for the sake of to put it in their face necessarily. It's just that success is the best revenge. So when other people are focused on you and worried about you, the only person you need to be focused on that sees you any kind of way is God. Because how God sees you is how you're supposed to see yourself. God sees you as divine. God sees you as not having any problems. God sees you as the man or woman that you were created to be. You were created to be someone that is great, someone that is magnificent, someone that is awesome. God is a mighty God and an awesome God. And you have the ability to choose awesomeness and to choose to be mighty. That's your choice. You have the power to not choose to waste your time focused on how others see you. Now, as long as you're doing something right and as long as you're doing something positive, you don't have to worry about how others see you. If you running rampant and, destroying the community and things and running amok and not being a good person, you might want to be concerned how others view you because they probably have your best interest at heart. If you're being destructive to yourself or toxic to yourself or others, you may want to take heed to how people are looking at you and viewing you, because you might not possibly be the best person that you could be for yourself or others. You might be a danger to yourself or society per se. But if you're none of those things, how people view you or what they think of you, you should care less. Because the more you care about what others think of you, you're wasting your time. You're not focused on things that are going to move you forward in life. You're not enjoying your life. You are becoming a worrier. When you worry about things, it steals your precious life force from you. When you're worried about what people think of this, worried about what people are going to say about that, that stresses you out and causes you to be hypercritical towards yourself. How are they going to feel about what I do? How are they going to feel about what I wear? What are they going to say about what I choose to eat? What are they going to say about what I choose to do with my life? If you're doing something positive with your life and someone has something to say about it, that's just too bad. People have the right to feel how they want to feel about things. But once they start to try to make it an issue for you, it's just best for you to ignore it. If you're taking the right steps, headed in the right direction, doing something with your life that's meaningful, that's causing you to excel, then worrying about what somebody else feels or thinks is only holding you back. It's only stopping you from enjoying yourself, enjoying your life, enjoying the work that you put in. Now, see, some people, they don't put in any work. Some people just want to have something to say. Some people just have a big fat mouth. They want to comment on this and comment on that, but when it comes to them and what they're doing, they turn a blind eye to it. They turn a blind eye to it. All right. So if they're turning a blind eye to themselves, but hypercritical towards you, you should be able to do that same thing and turn a blind eye towards them. What you're supposed to do is turn your eyes to the hills from whence cometh your help. You're supposed to turn your eyes towards God. You're supposed to turn your inner eye, your spiritual eye, towards God. Let thine eye be single. That's what the Bible says. Let thine eye be single. You're supposed to let your eye, your mental eye, be single. Let your mind be single. What you're focusing on, let your mind be single and focus on that. What you're doing with your life. The good things that you would want to enjoy. The good things that you see yourself with. What you see yourself doing. What you see yourself becoming. Not focused on that and how somebody feels about you. Not focused on that and what someone has to say about you. Not focused on that and what someone has to think about you. Let the chatty patties chat. That's what they do. All right. Let the chatty patties pat. Let the busy bodies stay busy. Bodies. Even though they're really not that busy. I don't know how they got that name. But what they're doing is they're busy minding everybody's business. And I think it possibly just got shortened up to busybody. But if you care what they think, you're not focused on how God sees you. When you are focused on what other people think, you're focused on how they see you. And you're basing how you view yourself. Well, you could possibly base how you view yourself off their thoughts, what they think, what they choose to say, their vision of you, their version of you. And that's not going to help you. That's not going to help you move forward. That's not going to help you be progressive. That's not going to help you stay positive. That's not going to help you create the greatest version of yourself, because you're going to have some doubt in the back of your mind about what they feel. And that's probably what they want you to be doing in the first place. But since God doesn't see you like that, what does it matter if they see you like that? Who's more important to you, them or God? I already know you know the answer to that, but I just wanted to ask you that so you could cancel them out and add God back in. You have to cancel out the naysayers, cancel out doubt and negative people, so you don't waste your time, waste your life, waste your hours, days, weeks, months, years paying attention to something that never mattered in the first place, paying attention to something that was never important in the first place, paying attention to something that was never going to get you anywhere in the first place. Your thoughts are more important than theirs. How you view yourself is the only thing that should matter, because how you view yourself is your future self. How you view yourself is your future self. You're only going to get out of yourself how you view yourself, how you feel about yourself, and what you think about yourself. You're only going to get out of yourself how you feel about yourself, how you view yourself, and how you think about yourself. And if you focus on other people's thoughts and opinions and words, you're muddying up the version of you. You're crudding up the version of you. You're crudding up that mind's eye. You're supposed to let your eye be single, not let your eye be on what you think and what they think. Whatever you think, that's what you focus on. However you feel about yourself, that's what you focus on. What you want to do with your life, that's what you focus on. If it's hurting them, that's too bad. If they feel some type of way about it, that's too bad. We all have choices to choose to do something with our life. And if your light is dimming somebody else's, it's not necessarily you dimming theirs. It's them dimming their own. It's them making excuses because they didn't choose to shine. And now they want to have some fault with you. All right. They want to have an issue with you because they see you going after your goal, your passion, your dream. And they see you turning it into something for yourself. Maybe you've turned it into a business. Maybe you began to prosper off of it. And they're starting to get in their feelings about it. Well, you should feel that that's not your problem. You should feel that you don't have to worry about that or pay attention to that or be consumed by that. When somebody else's thoughts about you start to consume you, you're in trouble, because you're putting your focus on the wrong things. You're focused on the wrong things, the wrong things. You're focused on the wrong things, all right? What you need to be doing is paying more attention to how you feel about yourself. Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. 5 years from now, what somebody had to say, what somebody thought, you're not even going to remember that. It's not even going to cross your mind. If it does, there are certain things you can do for that. That's a whole nother video. But in order for you to not worry about what somebody else says, or focus on what somebody else says, you're going to just have to not care. People are going to say what they say. They're going to feel how they feel. And you just can't be distracted by it. You just can't be consumed by it. Because if it's eating you alive, or if it's taking more space than you'd like in your mind, you're thinking in the wrong direction. And you need to turn your mind back around. All right? So you can turn your life around. So focus on the way that God sees you, because that's how you're going to become the greatest version of yourself. That's how you're going to become what you truly want to be, instead of a wannabe. You focus on how they view you, you're going to become a wannabe. You focus on how God views you, you're going to be able to become what you truly want to be. What you want to be is great. What you want to be is better than the person that you were yesterday, and better than the person that you already are right now. Because that's possible for you. And you know it is. You know you see better for yourself. You know you see yourself having more. And you know that there's more in store for you. You know that you're amazing. You know that you're great. And you know what you're capable of. You're capable of great things, amazing things, magnificent things, wonderful things. And you know that sooner or later, you're not even going to be in the same place as them anymore. You're not even going to be around them anymore. Y'all are going to be in two different locations. You're going to be over there doing your thing. They're going to be there still having an opinion about you. And it's not going to change. So caring what they think is only hurting you. Caring what they think is only stopping you. They're not going to change how they feel about you just for you. You can't expect other people, no matter how great you are, no matter how many achievements, no matter how many successes, how many plaques, how many accolades, how many trophies, how many advancements, you can't expect them to change their opinion of you. You could become Michael Jordan in the flesh, and they still will have their opinion of you and how they feel about you. They might think this, they might think that, but hey, guess what? I guarantee you their pockets are flat. People who tend to focus on others instead of themselves, they end up stuck in the same position. They end up not getting anywhere, not going anywhere, not doing much, not really becoming anything. Now, some of them have, made some strides and made some progress and things like that. Some of them are doing very well for themselves. They're just very opinionated, as well as doing very well for themselves. And if somebody is doing very well for themselves and they're very opinionated, you just have to let that go. Anybody can have an opinion. Everybody does have an opinion. But you don't have to waste your time thinking about their opinion. What you have to think about is what you're going to do with your life, how you're going to do it, what type of success you want, how you want to become successful, how you're going to do it, how you're going to become it, what you want to be, what you want to become, those things. That's what you focus on. That's how you don't waste your time. You don't waste your time by worrying about anything, but you don't waste your time worried about what somebody else thinks about you. You don't have time for that. All right? You don't have time for that. What you do have time for is to become better, to become important to yourself, to make yourself somebody that you would want to be. If you looked at your life, would you want to be that person? That's what you need to be focused on. That's what you need to be thinking about. That's how you don't waste your time. When you look at your life outside looking in, or when you look at yourself in the mirror, when you see yourself and you look at yourself, ask yourself, is this a life that I would want to be outside looking in? If I saw myself walking down the street, if I saw myself sitting in a restaurant, if I saw myself doing anything, would I want to be that person? And if the answer is no, there's no harm, no foul. There's nothing to be depressed about, nothing to shame yourself about, nothing to go too hard on yourself about in a negative category. But it's also good to change that if that's how you feel. If you look at your life and you say, you know what, I'm not sure if I'd want to be that person. All you have to do is work on yourself. That just means you have some improvement that you have to make. We're all a work in progress. Every single last one of us. Even the people at the top. They're either going to plateau and not go any further, or they're going to keep working and keep grinding. Floyd Mayweather, he's not boxing anymore last time I checked, but he's always hitting the gym. I just saw a video about Mike Tyson talking about that's his vice, going to the gym. They were talking about he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that, but he loves going to the gym. Everybody's got something that they choose to do. He chooses to go to the gym and continue to practice his boxing skills. You have to continue to practice your skills. You have to continue to work towards achieving your level of greatness, whatever that may be for you. And I know you want to go far in life, but thinking about what they say, it's like a tether. You ever played tetherball? It's a ball attached to a string. You punch it, you hit it, but it doesn't go nowhere unless you hit it hard enough. And it just breaks. But when you think about what other people are thinking about you, it's holding you back. You're like that tether ball. You want to be free, and how you free yourself is you free your mind of other people's opinions. So that way you could be not attached. That way you could not be held down by what they think of you and how they look at you. There are people who wanted to do great things with their life. There are people who have a lot of potential still. There are people who were going to go extremely far and excel, but they weren't able to accelerate because they let themselves be held down and weighed down and caught up in what others thought of them. They allowed that to stop their vision. They allowed that to block their vision. Just blocked it all up. Block, block, block. Stop, stop, stop. They let somebody else block them and stop them. You can't let people block you, and you can't let people stop you. Because if you do, you won't get to where you're supposed to be. If somebody doesn't look like they're doing much, that means their opinion's not doing much either. Their opinion shouldn't be doing much for you. Are they adding any solid, profound advice to your life? Are they really giving you a solid statement? Or is what they're just saying haberdashery? All right? Is what they're saying haberdashery? I said it. That's right, haberdashery. All right, or are they actually saying something that's going to allow you to accelerate, be motivated? All right, are they putting gas in your tank, or are they putting trash in your tank? Either way, you can still use what they tried to say or what they tried to do as fuel. Because in some countries they take that trash and they recycle it, they put it down, flip it, and reverse it. So that's what you have to do. All right. You put the gas in your tank, but if they try to put trash in your tank, you take that trash, you put it down, flip it, and reverse it. You put it down, flip it, and reverse it, and turn it into something useful for you. They taking plastic and cups and all this other water bottles and turning it into shoes and paper and everything else. All right, they using that trash and taking it and making the best out of it. That's taking a negative situation and turning it into a positive situation. And that's what you have to do with the negative energy that comes from other people when they try to hold you back, when they try to say something to implant doubt in your mind, when they try to say something to you to stop you or knock you off track. You have to see it as that and be like, oh, okay, it's time for me to be more motivated. Oh, okay, it's time for me to take that negative energy and turn it into something positive for myself. What you said, if it does make me upset, I'm just going to go to the gym. I'm going to do some push-ups. I'm going to lift some weights. I'm going to go exercise. I'm going to go read for an extra 2 hours. I'm going to practice my craft for an extra 3 hours. Was only going to go do 2.5, but now I'm doing 3. You don't have to kill yourself, but what you do is you take that negative energy and you turn it into something better for yourself. You turn it into greatness. You turn it into something that will leave you and them in amazement, because you're reaching higher levels. You're not trying to stay in the basement. With their thinking, they're staying in the basement. With how they view life, they're staying in the basement. A lot of people want to have opinions on others, but they don't even face reality. And they want to try to tell you that it's something wrong with you. It's something up with you. It's something about you need to change. But you're the one doing something with your life. You're the one doing something that's going to leave a mark. You're the one doing something that's monumental. You're the one doing something that is extravagant. You're the one that's choosing to be excellent. You're choosing excellence. They just won't admit it. Some people can't admit that you're taking off in life. Some people can't admit that you're doing great in life. Some people just can't admit that you're doing better than you were. It does some people better to view you where you were at or who you used to be. They feel better when you feel bitter. That's why they have to tell you how they feel. They can't just keep it to themselves. Some people feel better when you feel bitter because they have bitterness inside and they want to spread it around. You're the type of person that spreads happiness around, spreads joy around, spreads peace around. That's just who you are, and that's just who they are. And you can't expect them to change. You can't expect them to want any better than they already are doing. If you want better, you continue to want better. You continue to do better. You continue to be better. It's all about how you can move forward, not about how you can stay stuck focused on somebody else's idea of you. If they're trying to force their idea of you on you, it's probably because they don't want you to have that idea of you that you have of yourself, because it's making you too strong. Sometimes when you get too strong around people, they want to try to find a weak point and hit you where they don't see you so strong at. But keep strengthening yourself, keep working on yourself, and keep believing in yourself. Because you'll go so far to where you'll leave them behind, and then sooner or later, you'll realize their opinion and what they thought of you never even mattered. It never even mattered. It wasn't even that important to begin with. It was never that important to begin with. They just had something to say. And they wanted you to know about it. They wanted you to hear it. They wanted you to know how they felt. But how people feel about you most of the time, excuse me, how people feel about you most of the time is really and truly how they feel about themselves, especially if they're saying something negative where it's not needed. If it's not needed and they're just saying it just to say it, and they're just choosing to be negative, they're really saying it about themselves. All right? Don't waste your time. You only get one life. You got to use your time to the best of your ability, and I hope you do that. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Smash that like button. Smash that share button. It's been another DruTube special. Shout out to the chosen vessels. I'll see you in the next video. Peace, love, and light. We out.